You are listening to Kush Sessions with Rawson and Chrissy.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to our live stream here on Twitch. I'm your humble host, Phantom Freak, aka Moistmaster Flex. We are right on time, 7 p.m. Yeah, I'm a little bit stuffed up today. I don't know where the fuck this came from. I got like this little kind of congestion thing going on. Yo, what up, Choli? Dude, we missed you at the warehouse party on Saturday. But Dylan told me that your flight landed late or whatever. Yeah. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good Monday, good start to your week. I sure did. Had a pretty good weekend. We had the warehouse party on Saturday. Really great turnout. Really loving how these warehouse parties are evolving. If you haven't been one, definitely come check us out. I think I got another one going on November 2nd. I think is the date. But I will share more info probably in the next week or two here. What state? This is in Los Angeles, in LA. This is where I live. This is where I reside. This is where I was born. Yeah, we've been doing a monthly warehouse party for my label, Thick Freakness. Oh, nice. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. And yeah, I think the next one's gonna be November 2nd. I think we might be doing something for Halloween too. I'm not sure yet, but I'll probably know more in the next week or two here. But yeah, we got all these lovely releases here. Thick Freak Friends that came out for the anniversary. We got Other Side on Yosh Base. We got Bop also on Yosh Base. We got my EP with Broshi on 3000 Base. We got Fresh Cut Freaks. Maybe that was Fresh Cut, yeah. Gangster. Yeah. Young Broshi, Dylan. That's actually Choli's roommate. Young Dylan. We got Hype One. That just came out about 2 weeks ago. It's been doing pretty well with the man's Hot Fire and Dread MC. And then this last one here. Oh, that's cool. This one over here, Dance with the Devil. This is actually up on SoundCloud for free download. I don't know if I don't think I put a command for that one. But yeah, if you guys just go on my SoundCloud, you guys can scoop it up. I'll just throw down all the socials there. You guys can go ahead and follow me on the things. Yeah, this one just got announced. I'm playing at Avalon this Saturday, closing for Valentino Con, playing from 2 to 3 a.m. We got tickets. Admittedly, they're kind of pricey right now. Yeah, Drew Do, actually, I have you loaded up right here. I think you're like number 4 or 5 in line. Yeah, admittedly, these Avalon tickets are a bit pricey, but hopefully you guys can make it out. I'm closing from 2 to 3 a.m. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Avalon. Definitely looking forward to that. And then we have Off the Grid Campout. That's going to be from the 10th to the 14th. I believe I play on the 11th, which is a Friday. So that's about 12 days from now. A little under 2 weeks. But yeah, definitely go check me out either of these shows, and then we got definitely more stuff coming up. Oh yeah, as far as releases go, I got a bunch of other releases coming down the pipeline. We have the Halloween compilation coming out on Thick Freakness. That's going to be October 25th. I got... What else do I got? I got Black Void. I got a tune with Spacewalker and Dread MC that's coming out November 14th. I got a Space Yacht release on November 21st with The Man's Grizzo. It's a UK garage tune. And then I'll probably release something towards the end of November for Thick Freakness, another single of mine. And then I just landed like, I have like 6 other releases, but no release dates on them. Pretty sure this will probably come out next year. But yeah, 6 more releases, and then I'm sitting on a couple of other demos right now that I'm still pitching out. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. What's the best way to get noticed by all these people? Space Yacht, Void, Black Void, and all these. The best way to get noticed, I think, is really it's like showing up. If you show up to people's parties and you kind of just like make a point to like just be kind and friendly and kind of talk to people, kind of build that familiarity. You know, basically like try to add some sort of value without asking for much in return. I think a lot of people go wrong with trying to just be like, hey, can you give me this? Hey, can you give me a show? Hey, can you give me a label release, you know? But I mean, if you have something of value, I mean, if you have fucking great music and a great brand, I mean, it'll be substantially easier. But as far as like getting booked for shows and stuff, I think the best way is really just to show up and just meet people and just be a cool person to hang out with, honestly. Really, that's like the number one way to get booked for shows. Just be a cool person, just be a kind and fun dude. You live in Colorado right now. I know there's not much out here besides maybe Forever. I mean, the reality is I think there's a niche and like a scene pretty much everywhere. I mean, Denver definitely has a scene. I don't know what part of Colorado you live in, but I know for sure Denver has a scene. I mean, I played out there in May, I believe. But yeah, they seem to have a really cool scene out there. I think in Colorado it's mostly bass music though. There's definitely a little bit more, you know, they definitely have a niche for house in Denver, but I want to say it's primarily more bass driven, yeah. But the reality is like, yeah, I think there's a scene in pretty much every major metropolitan, but the reality is just like getting out there and meeting people, and just, yeah, just being kind and, you know, enjoying, you know, just being cool to hang out with, really. I think that's the easiest way to get booked. People enjoy being around you. They're more likely to, you know, want to book you and work with you, really. And they also like to see if you're actually doing stuff. If you if you're hungry, you're like a go-getter, you're a hustler, you know, you're kind of doing your own thing. People are more willing to kind of like latch on and like willing to work with you, because they know that you get shit done. You know, really, that's kind of what it is. So yeah. Our sponsor, per usual, is Eargasms. If you go to a lot of shows, be sure to grab some of these. They are a lifesaver. My ears never ring anymore. Pretty much saved my hearing. And they always stay on my key, so I never forget them. They're great. All right. Enough with the yapping. Enough with the Japanese. Let's just go through the queue right here. Make sure, you know, you guys know where you're at. We got Couch Locked. Actually, this one was submitted a couple days ago. So whoever submitted this was a little bit ahead of the curve here. Couch Locked. We got Confront, Doshi, Kizza, Drudu, Fancy K, Odd Encounter, Spencer Arnold, and Quacks. So yeah, just per usual, if you guys aren't here in the chat, I'm going to basically just throw you to the back of the line. You guys can also skip the line. There's two ways you can use your channel points. You have, just go into the bottom. I think it's the bottom right. You can click on your channel points. You can spend some of your channel points and jump the line. Or number two, you could just, send some monies over to Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. The amount is entirely up to you. It really doesn't matter to me. Yeah, Phil, you still have time to submit. Go by all means. The queue is pretty short right now. Dude, I love to see it, man. Guys are making connections in the chat. Hell yeah. All right, do we have Couch Locked in the chat? Couch Locked. Are you here? Going once. Going twice. All right, back to the line. End of the line. All right. Yo, what's up? Young Neziel. Oh, Spencer Arnold. You used the skip the line. Cool. All right, so we got Spencer Arnold, and then we got Confront. I saw Confront in the chat, so definitely you will be up next. Let's dive in here. Nice one, bruv. I love that, like, really, like, kind of moody intro and outro. Um, it's a vibe. Yeah, this is a dope tune. I really dig the sound selection and the sound design overall. You know what's funny, Spencer? I was, because we had the warehouse party on Saturday. I was talking to Andrew, Young Foxed. Yeah, and the way the conversation started was because Ali was playing, and he was like, "Oh, where'd you find her?" Da 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 da. I was like, "Oh, well, she's on the label. She has a track signed with Spencer Arnold." And he was like, "Oh, no shit." He was like, "I actually was giving lessons to Spencer Arnold," and he was like, "Dude, that's fucking cool. Like, basically, like this kind of like full circle moment." He was like, "Yeah, I love how this is all like connected." But yeah, little side story. But yeah. Any hoops. Super dope tune. Really digging the vibes here. Really nice intro. Love the low end. Love the vocal. I think in the intro I might do a little bit more of a high pass on the bass line, just to kind of tease it in more. Maybe a high pass or even low pass, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Experiment with both. See what kind of works better. I think I tend to do more of a low pass, honestly, on the intro, just to kind of tease in the highs a little bit more. Yeah. I love the drop. Really great sound design and really cool ear candy stuff. Really great use of the vocal. Really effective use. Kind of like fitting into those pockets and like those turnaround spaces. I think the vocal could use a touch more reverb, give it a little bit more depth. The same thing with the mid bass, just a touch. It doesn't need like a whole lot. Sorry, I'm very mocoso right now. Yeah, the arrangement's super solid. It was really easy to follow. I didn't get bored at all. Really nice variations, really nice change ups. This break is really nice. I think you could probably get away with adding a little bit more reverb and delays to this to kind of just make it more kind of spacey. No mames. Indeed. No mames, indeed. Indubitably. Yeah, some really nice reverb and delay in that second break, I think would kind of help add to the mystique, the moodiness, the allure, all those things. Super solid pre-drops. Honestly, that was probably like one of the standout things in both of these drops. Really cool like pre-drop sections. And they were both, very unique and different, which is really cool. And then additionally, very nice change up on that second drop. Definitely made it different and unique. Overall, the mix here sounds fucking clean. Super clean. Very solid. Yeah, really, most of the feedback I gave is just really like really minute kind of detail work. This track is basically practically done. This is like at like the 90% mark. Now it's just like little minor detail stuff, little inflections and yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's like really just like kind of like the seasoning. You already have like your steak and potatoes got going on here. It's very solid, very substantial tune. Well done. Sorry, that's the mocos talking there. Very well done, Spencer, young Spencer Arnold. Dope tune. You're making steak and potatoes right now, dude. How fucking, ironic, coincidental. All right, well done, Spencer. Okay, yeah, like always, let's go through the list right here. I know Confronts in the chat. Just say what's up. I know you're gonna be next. We got Doshi, we got Kiza, we got Drudu, We got Fancy K, we got Odd Encounter, we got Quacks, we got Thicky, we got Couch Locked, we got Demerlo. I think Couch Locked is probably not here, so Demerlo, you're probably gonna jump in front of him. Whoa. Gifting subs, hell yeah, brother. We got some new submissions. Let me just throw these in the queue right here. We got Benzi added in the queue, and we got Young Nezio. Yeah, just like always, if you're in the chat, you'll be prioritized. If you're not in the chat, you're gonna get thrown to the back of the line. If you want to skip the line, you can either use your chat points on the bottom right. You can redeem those chat points to jump the head of the line, or you can submit some funds over to the bottom left there. The amount is entirely up to you. But yeah, without further ado, let's go with Confront.
Keeping me up all night, I tried to fight, but your love shouldn't be this blind. Are we done tonight? So done tonight. I just wanted you, I just wanted you. Keeping me up all night, I tried to fight, but your love shouldn't be this blind. Are we done tonight? So done tonight. I just wanted you, I just wanted you, wanted you.
Nice one, dude. This was really dope. Super vibey, super moody. I think the vocal is it's fucking great. Yeah, obviously this is a whip because we're only getting kind of like the intro, or basically just like the first break, build, and then the first drop. Obviously, yeah, you're probably gonna fill this arrangement out a little bit further. I would highly encourage that you keep writing this tune because it's already heading in a really great direction. The sound design is really fun. It's really great. I really love this kind of like chord progression you got going on. The melodies are very nice. It really, catches your ear. And it works really well with that vocal. It's kind of got like this bassline vibe to it, bassline house. But it feels a little bit more melodic than bassline house. Bassline house tends to get kind of. The reality is, I've written a lot of bassline house, so yeah, it can get a little bit repetitive. But here, it actually sounds, it's very nice. It's actually the melodies are really cool, very fun. Yeah, really easy to follow. My only piece of feedback is just keep writing it. I would say continue on the path that you're already going on because it's already a good path. Fill out the rest of the arrangements, and I would say, definitely get a little bit more crazy, a little bit more weird with your second drop, more energy, more passion. But yeah, so far so good. All the sound selection is very well done. Sound design is very well done. Just keep doing what you're doing. Let me reset the channel points real quick. I'm trying to figure that out because I haven't done that in a while. Reset. I'm just gonna Google it really quick. Do. Yeah, dude, I still have that vocal hook stuck in my head. Heading to your dashboard, click the hamburger icon. Oh, it's on my dashboard. Whoop. Alright, I'm just gonna figure it out in the background because I don't feel like having you guys just sit around. We'll listen to some tunes while I figure it out. Up next we got Doshi. I see Doshi in the chat. So we can go ahead and listen to this tune. I'm assuming it's gonna be some Liquid DMB, but let's see. All right, nice one. Yeah, definitely a fucking vibe here. That vocal melody and vocal as a whole is just super catchy. Damn, you guys are fucking killing it with the vocal hooks today. Uh, yeah, overall the vibe, the sound selection, the melodies, all work really well, really catchy, really easy to follow. This is very typical kind of like drum and bass, liquid drum and bass. It's not really liquid drum and bass, it's just drum and bass. Dude, there's so many fucking subgenres. It's crazy. It's probably got some like weird, obscure subgenre name too. um, but yeah, no, I really dig the vocals, sound selection, overall arrangement's very solid. Dance floor DMB, for sure. Yeah, really solid intro, build up, drop, wet DMB. It's nice. That's a nice one. Moist DMB. Love the sound design. The low end is very nice. It sits very well. You can feel it in the ground. So yeah, very well done on that. Overall, the mix is very clean. I think the vocal could be a little bit more present though. And I think that can easily be accomplished with a little bit more processing. Oh no, got the ads. Okay. Let me know when the ad's done. Ad is done. I'm gonna go pee while the ad's going. Rip in peace. Rip in pieces. Oh. All right. Back in it. Okay. So yeah, overall, I think the vocal could be a little bit more present. Just needs some more processing. I think you could put a little bit of a doubler on there, maybe some additional layers to the vocal, just like additional harmonics and stuff, and a little bit more reverb to it. I think that'll kind of thicken up the vocal and kind of make it a little bit more present as well. And then my last piece of feedback is that it feels like the first and second drop are kind of copy pasta right now. I would try and add a little bit more variation to the second drop, just so we have something else to kind of like look forward to, a little bit more variation, a little bit of a change, a little bit more energy. So yeah, that's really it. Everything else here sounds great. Again, sound selection, sound design, it's all great. Just need a little bit more variation and a little bit more processing to that vocal. Yeah. Well done, Doshi. Yeah, no problem. Do we got Kizza? Kizza is up next. Young Kizza. Yeah, I feel like Doshi's sitting on a fuck ton of drum and bass right now. Doshi, you need to release your tunes soon. Hopefully your stuff's getting signed. Do we got Kizza in the chat? Young Kizza going once, going twice. All right, to the back of the line here. Drew Do. I saw Drew Do earlier. Drew Do is here. All right. Drew Do is here indeed. Nice one, bruv. This would fail a health inspection. The FDA hates him. Nice. Out with the zingers. Dude, this is wild, dude. This is a fucking fatty tune. Yeah, from start to finish. Fucking really sick tune. Really great energy, really great sound design, really great sound selection. The low end is like the standout here. It's fucking fat. Really nice, mid bass sound design stuff. Yeah, the vocals really cool too. I replayed that little section right there only because that little da 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 those little vocal chops, it gets a little loud right there. That beat, it feels like it's kind of like there's a little bit of a change in dynamics. Da 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 beat, and it goes like higher. Feels like it's like louder on that beat. But that's really the only thing I really noticed in this tune. I love that both drops are completely different, almost completely different. And there's plenty of variation in both drops too, which is really dope. Stream is going well. It's going well. I think the only other thing I would probably say is I would, if possible, I would try to find a more substantial vocal hook just to make this track a little bit more memorable. It's already fucking fire, to be honest. But, you know, if you're pitching this out to like A&R and labels, you want it to kind of stick out in their minds. So you need something a little bit more unique and hooky. Something that's going to catch people's attention and be like, oh, I know that track. Like, something that's going to give it kind of like name recognition. And, you know, the easiest way to do that is with the solid vocal hook. It's just the way it is. It's very few and far in between where you find an instrumental and you're like, you actually remember a track as an instrumental, you know. Oh, nice. So you're gonna do a self-release, but yeah, either way, I think even if you're just doing a self-release and sending this out to the worlds, I think to the listener, the average listener, it's gonna kind of stick out in their heads and their minds a little bit more if you have a more hooky hook, a more substantial vocal hook. Yeah. But yeah, this is a fucking fire tune. Okay. But you get my meaning. You get what I'm saying. Overall, very well done, Drew Do. It sounds fire. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. Do we have Fancy K? Fancy K, are you in the chat? Going once. Oh, Fancy K, just in time. All right. Let's dive in.
I could have stayed right here forever. To stay, I'd stay alone with you. It's not that I want another. To stay, I stay alone with you. So I stop myself from feeling. I numb myself to you. I was wrong for ever believing. I numb myself to you. Numb myself to you. Numb myself to you. I could have made myself be smaller. To stay, I stay alone with you. You had room for every other. To stay, I stay alone with you. Should have stopped myself from feeling. I numb myself to you. I was wrong for ever believing. I numb myself to you. Numb myself to you. Numb myself.
Nice one. Very deep house vibes. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. Boom, 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 boom. Trying to like think of what it reminds me of, like another artist, Medusa. Actually, yes, yeah. This is a vibe though. Really digging the vocal here, really digging the bass line. Lots of really great melodies in here. I really love the use of snaps. That link to the queue. It's a banger. I really like the use of snaps though. I don't really hear snaps a whole lot in most dance music. I think it fits really well here. It definitely adds to the vibe. And then those little double claps. Very nice touch. It feels very kind of like human. I think that's the best way to describe it. It just feels like it's kind of like someone is actually like doing the snaps and like really nice bass line. Feels very like very deep house. It feels very appropriate for the genre. Really nice vocal and also really nice vocal processing. You definitely have some like layers in there, some nice reverbs. Gives us some nice depth and space. The structure feels a bit non-traditional, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. It doesn't feel like it's like necessarily like every 8 bars something's changing. It feels like every almost 12 bars, which is kind of cool. It threw me off at first, but then I was like, oh, okay, it's really interesting. Really interesting feel. I don't dislike it. It was just surprising. That's really it. I was gonna say on this first drop, I wouldn't. This is just a personal. Maybe this is just like a personal artistic choice of mine, but I personally wouldn't put ride cymbals at the beginning of the first drop. Because in my mind, when I hear ride cymbals, I feel like it's almost the end of a drop. It's like the finality, and it adds more energy and an additional layer. Typically, where I would put rides is towards the end of a drop, or even more so on a second drop, just because it's something to build up to. I think you probably don't even need the ride there in the first drop, because it's your first drop and you're kind of introducing the kind of like the meat of the song. If anything, I would take that ride loop, and I would throw it into the end, towards the end of your second drop, just so you have more energy there. Yeah, that's me personally. Obviously it's your song. Do as you wish, do as you please. Always take my feedback with a grain of salt. I overall really like the arrangement. Again, it sounds a little bit non-traditional, and there's some like really cool fake outs, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's definitely unique. And I like the change up on the second drop. Really nice change up, really nice sound overall. Really digging the vibes here. So yeah, Fancy K. I think one other thing, if I had to be really picky, I could use a little bit more sub. Just a little bit more low end to this, so just a little bit of a boost on the sub, but the actual bass line, the mid bass itself, is at a really good level. So yeah, very, very well done, Fancy K with the deep house. I don't hear too much deep house, especially in the stream or just like in general, but it's cool. I dig it. All right, we got Odd Encounter. I saw Odd Encounter in the chat earlier. Oh yeah, he's right there. All right, let's dive into this tune. Nice one. What would you even call this genre? I'm actually kind of curious. You probably put it in the submission form, I bet. But yeah, I'm curious what you would even call this because I am not familiar. Yeah, it's like. Sorry. Oh man. Woo. Dude, that was like a fucking dad sneeze right there. You know when dads just like sneeze loud for no fucking good reason at all? Yeah, I'm curious, like what would you even call this? It's like speed, it's kind of like Speed House, I guess. Happy hardcore. It's DMB alternative trance. It's cool though. It's a really because like the reality is like I don't have a reference to kind of give you accurate feedback. Is the reality? But it's cool. It's a really fucking cool tune. I dig the intro. I love the sound selection. The intro's kind of moody, and it kind of threw me off guard when you hit the drop, because the drop is like almost completely different from the intro, but it all kind of fits really well together. Everything's kind of introduced, and everything kind of like works with each other very seamlessly. Yeah, Real Men Sneeze Loud. I really love the intro, love the arpeggios, very nice low end, kind of got this like synth wave sort of vibe going on. Really cool drop, lots of energy, really nice tempo. I definitely write music in a more like speedy tempo. I tend to write more, between 132 and like 140. It's kind of like my vibe. It's funny. I was on Facebook and Twitter. Was it Twitter? Maybe it might have been Threads. But I've been seeing a lot of pushback on a lot of the speedier tempos nowadays, because like people have just been writing a lot faster and playing a lot faster music. I see a lot of people are like, oh, you know, we should be riding in between 122 and 126, and it's like, no, just write whatever the fuck you like and whatever you want, dude. Um, but yeah, I tend to enjoy more fast tempos, you know, between, you know, in a typical set of mine, I'll play between 126 upwards of like 145. And I'll usually start from a lower tempo and end up at a very fast tempo. That's just my thing. That's what I do. That's what I enjoy. And you should always write and play what you enjoy, you know? Fuck the haters. Anyways, I digress. I really love this piano break. Piano break is fucking amazing. It kind of came out of nowhere again, which is really cool. But overall, it's very well done. It keeps up this kind of like moodiness, which is very contrasting to your drops, which is really cool. And it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound disjointed, which is probably the best word to. It sounds like everything's very well connected, and everything kind of works very seamlessly. Again, like I said, I don't really have a reference for this kind of music, so I can't give you more in-depth feedback as far as stylistically. But as far as like what I'm hearing, everything sounds really good. It's a very fun tune. Very well done. Odd Encounter. Hell yeah, brother. All right. Up next, we got Quacks. We got Quacks in the chat. Yeah, no prob. We got Quacks in the chat. I think I saw Quacks earlier. There you are. There he is. Nice one, bruv. Yeah, definitely is dubstep here. This is the dubsteps. He's got it written right here. This little, the chat's blocking it, but yeah, you can see the little dubstep thingy right here. Yeah, lots of energy in this tune. Super dope idea. The intro is huge, humongous, lots of energy. Surprisingly, I noted this right here. I feel like this build-up should have been a little bit longer. But maybe not. Maybe this first build-up is okay as it is. Maybe the second build-up can just be a little bit longer. Oh yeah. Okay. So my primary feedback is that your drop is dope. There's a lot of energy, but it feels like you have two competing melodies going on. So it's hard to focus in on one or the other. What I would do is kind of hone in on one of the melodies. Because you have, and then you have the other one, the kind of the womps, wow, which feels like it's kind of unnecessary almost. Yeah, I feel like you could just stick with that main melody, and you could probably use those other womps as fills when the melody's not playing, or you can use it in the turnaround sections. But I think having both of those melodies playing at the same time is a little bit distracting. And it's a lot easier for the listener if they can focus in. Because the reality is, with human hearing, we could probably only focus on, 3 things at the same time. Usually it's like the drums, the bass, and then a single melody. And then, like I said, right now you kind of have 2 melodies fighting for your attention. So yeah, I would kind of stick with one. And then you can even use that other melody kind of later on in the drop, kind of as like a transitional section. I think that would go really well. And I think DeMurlo said it as well. That mid bass is just a little bit harsh. I think it's a touch harsh just on the top end. So maybe try and clean up the top end on that main mid bass. I think it's just a matter of just kind of, maybe some slight EQing, or even just like a little bit of reduction in whatever distortion plugins, or if you might be using an OTT. OTT is very typical for bass music. It's like the bread and butter of bass music is OTT. But the reality is it fucking works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. One other thing is, I think your kick can kind of punch through a bit more. I was gonna say this too. The sidechain is definitely on point. I can hear the sidechain working, and it's working very, very well. However, I think the kick just needs a little bit more power to it. I think it's probably just needs a little bit more top end. So you could probably just saturate it a bit and get some more harmonics on the top end, just so that it sounds a little bit more thumpy, a little bit more powerful. But other than that, that's about it. That's all I gotta say about your tune, Quacks. Reality is very well done though. I don't listen to a whole lot of dubstep and bass music myself, so definitely take my feedback with a grain of salt, but that's exactly what I heard. Definitely some really great stuff in here. What genre of music do you like the best? I don't say I like any genre in particular the best, but I mean, I'll just tell you what I listen to. I listen to a lot of Funny enough, I don't even listen to a lot of electronic dance music day to day. I listen to a lot of kind of like Spanish guitar, a lot of neo funk, a lot of grunge, um, a lot of classic rock, a lot of metal. The reality is, I barely ever listen to dance music. Oh yeah, you're already ahead of us, huh? I think you're like what, 5 hours ahead, 4 or 5 hours ahead. But yeah, that's the reality. Is like I don't. Oh, my favorites. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of taste of. I'll give you a taste of my favorite song right now, as well as my favorite song. Oh, I'm not gonna fucking log into that. Okay, we're gonna do it on Firefox. Um, my favorite song of all time, and anybody who knows me knows this about me. Uh, is I can literally play this song on repeat and never get sick of it. And I'm sure most of you know this. It's a fucking classic, but we'll just play a little bit of it.
In my eyes, indisposed, in disguises no one knows. Hides the face, lies the snake in the sun. In my
But yeah, that's my fucking favorite song of all time. And then my favorite song at the moment, actually, Thief from Two is a good one. I've been listening to a lot of Krangbin, a lot of Hermanos Gutierrez, a lot of Leon Bridges, a lot of yeah, it's like a lot of like neo funk and Spanish style guitar. Very vibey kind of stuff. Esperanza. Yeah, I love Hermanos Gutierrez. But yeah, like most of the stuff I listen to is not even dance related at all. I think it's mostly because, I want to keep my ears kind of fresh, and I don't want to get like oversaturated and get ear fatigue. And it's funny because it's completely different from the stuff that I write. Which tends to be a lot speedier and higher energy. So I think you can see that kind of contrast. I listen to a lot of stuff that's more slower. But yeah, the stuff I write is a lot more energetic and fast.
Homeless, she's homeless. As she stands there singing for money. La-da-dee, la-doo-da, la-da-dee, la-doo-da. La-da-dee, la-doo-da, la-da-dee, la-doo-da. La-da-dee, la-doo-da, la-da-dee, la-doo-da.
But yeah, that's about all I gotta say about that. I don't want to take up the whole stream's time. But yeah, am I on Tidal? Yeah, I should be on everywhere. Nylon string guitar, El Decameron Negro. Refresh the link for Wild West before you play. Okay. Refresh. But yeah, that's just a taste. That's basically, I listen to a lot more kind of laid back, chill sort of music, and I think primarily I do that because I don't want to wear out my ears with a lot of like really harsh stuff. This is not chill. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to listen to very energetic and fucking wild music here. Wild West. All right, let's dive into Thicky's tune here. Sorry, I got kind of fucking ADHD there. No, I was just trying to hear for the note change that like Nezio and Choli were talking about. Oh yeah, and then to answer Young K Music's question, I didn't know everyone is submitting EDM. Actually, there's not really any genre restrictions here. I think people just tend to submit more EDM is because I make more dance music, so I tend to kind of um, I'm able to speak to that better. But the reality is like people send all sorts of stuff in all the time, all sorts of hip hop and soul and funk, and we've had psychedelic rock in here too. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. It's because we throw ass in here, absolutely, 1,000%. Yeah, this is cool though. You know, definitely some more mid-tempo stuff. Second mid-tempo tune of the night. um, let's see what the chat has to say. Dicky making me throw it back. Yeah, the note change. I didn't really hear a note change. It seemed like it was pretty consistent. Maybe I would have to give it like another listen to kind of actually digest it. But I did not hear a specific note change. Yeah, the sound design is fucking crazy. Definitely fucking a big sound. Big tune. There is definitely some harshness to that mid bass. I think some of that can be tamed a little bit. Should be tamed a little bit. Is the reality. But I like the enthusiasm. I love the energy here. I love. Yeah, it's very raw for sure. The vocal's really cool too. I think it's kind of a shame that the vocal wasn't as present enough. But I think that might be a stylistic choice, which is okay. I mean, if that's what you're going for, that's cool. I would personally have liked the vocal to be a little bit more present. I think that partially has to do with the sound selection too. So like the sounds that you picked around the vocal are pretty much sort of similar to the vocal as far as like timbre and the kind of like space that's taking up in the frequency spectrum. Yeah, I feel like the vocal could be a little bit more present. So I think something that I typically do when I have vocals like that taking up the same space as like say like a respace, because I use respaces a lot. A really cool trick that I always use is a FabFilter Pro Q3. You can do a dynamic sidechain, which will basically affect the EQ in a specific range. So basically you can have a small section of your EQ kind of duck out, and it'll be affected by another sound. So basically what you can do is have your vocal be the trigger, and then the sound that's being sidechained is like, say, like your other synth. So anytime the vocal and the synth are playing at the same time, the vocal will basically trigger it in the exact range of the EQ that you want to affect, and it'll basically force the vocal to kind of pop out when the other synth is being played at the same time. So yeah, yes, I would highly recommend, if you have a FabFilter Pro Q3, you definitely use the dynamic sidechain feature. If you don't know how to use it, trust me, there's all sorts of YouTube tutorials on how to do it. Track Spacer is a cheap alternative. I've heard of Track Spacer too, actually. That basically, yeah, definitely does the same thing. I think Broshi actually uses it. I think Broshi showed it to me once. But yeah, it's definitely it's kind of the same idea. Yeah. Dynamic EQing, essentially. Dynamic sidechain, dynamic EQing, whatever you would like to call it. But yeah, it helps with whenever you have kind of sounds in the same frequency range, and you want to like basically let something shine over something else. Because again, like the human hearing can really only focus in on a few things, and if you have too much going on at the same time, it kind of confuses the listener. But I think, yeah, this vocal definitely I think it would help if the vocal could be a little bit more present. Because the vocal sounds dope, honestly. What else here? Overall, really dig the arrangement solid, sound design solid. I think your sidechain, your actual sidechain in the track for your kick could actually be a little bit more aggressive. Just because I want that mid bass to kind of duck out a little bit heavier, a little bit harder. I think that's pretty typical of this genre to have that, have that kind of, have those spaces, because it adds to the swing, basically. Having those kind of like deep cuts with your sidechain, especially in the second drop, because you have a lot more kind of legato melodies, like longer notes. So you want that sidechain to kind of slap and add in some more groove. I think we just need a little bit more of a sidechain pump. I can hear some of that sidechain in there, but I think it needs to be a touch more aggressive, just to add a little bit more swing and groove. And I think that's mostly what this genre is about, is just like swing and groove. But yeah, overall dope tune, Thicky. Very well done. All right. Let's see if we got any new submissions. Bing bong. Okay, the list is still as it is. We got Demerlo up next. We got Benzie. We got Neziel. We got Daddy JP. Leonard Ellis. Noobs. Nord T. Young Kane. And then these other two guys, I don't think they're in the chat, but that's entirely up to you. I will leave that up to you. You can do that as you please. Nice one, bruv. Big tune, really fat, thicky tune here. DeMerlo, definitely definitely have your own sound. I will say that, which is good. You know, it's definitely unique to you. If I heard this without looking at the name, I'd be like, oh, this definitely sounds like DeMerlo. You know, definitely has that kind of Knock 2, kind of Joyride sort of vibe to it, which is really cool. Got that call response thing going on, which is cool. Love the intro, really nice vocal, nice drums. I noted here that these tops, you gotta kind of have like these hats that come in the build-up. They're just ever so slightly harsh. I think it's probably like a shaker or something. And I think that's kind of easily amended. You can easily fix that, I think. That's not a big deal. The drop is fat, and I love the lead on that. Love the low end. It felt like you were doing your taxes. Oh, in the submission form? Wow. I never heard that before. One thing about the drops, though, so you have this call response thing going on. The call sections of the drop are perfect. So basically the first part of the call response is perfect. However, I think the response sections are a bit busy, and it's only because you have both a vocal and like another synth melody playing at the same time. So I'll replay it and kind of show you what I mean. Yeah, the response sections feel a little bit busy because you have a couple of things going on. Obviously, you have your drums, you got your sub going on, and you got the mid bass, which you're basically following. Oh, we got the ads. Okay, I guess we'll wait a second. We'll wait a second for DeMello to finish the ads, because obviously he wants to hear his feedback. Oh, okay. As I was saying, the response section of the call response of your drop. So what we got going on is the drums, obviously, we got the sub, obviously, and then we got the mid bass melody playing. On top of that, we also have this kind of vocal chop thing going on and another synth melody. So, it just sounds a tad busy. I think, essentially, the best thing to do here, because you have, I think, both the melody and the vocal playing, I think you kind of just have to pick and choose either one or the other. Personally, I might go with just a vocal, because that seems to be stylistically a choice that I see a lot of like Joyride and Knock 2 tunes kind of going for. So essentially kind of focusing in more on the bass and that little vocal chop, I think might be the move, as opposed to putting in that additional melody. And it'll kind of just, clear things up a little bit, and it'll be easier to mix too. Less is always more. And it's more efficient and effective as well. Yeah. But the drop itself is fucking sick. Lots of energy, really dope. I think, yeah, just that second, that, call response thing you got going on is great. Just the response section needs a little bit of tidying up, I think. Overall arrangement solid. I love this second break. Love it. Really, really moody, like the respace. The vocals kind of like very spacey. Really nice reverb, delay, that kind of stuff going on. And then you go into this like breakbeat section. which I fucking love. Very nice. Very well done. And then, yeah, back to the build and then the second drop. And then I have no qualms with the build up and the second drop. Sounds very, very nice. Very well done. Yeah, really, that's the only thing I think I would, kind of change is like the kind of cleaning up that response section. But other than that, very well done, DeMerlo. This was a dope tune. Lots of energy. Definitely going for that knock 2 kind of joyride type of vibe. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, you definitely have like a very unique sound that's very, unique to you. Dope vibes. We did get a request to jump the line. Okay, here. I'm gonna load up these other tunes and then we'll do that jump the line request here. Jesse Baja. Jesse Baja to the front of the line. Oh, Jesse, your link is broken. Maybe you submit a second link. Jesse Baja. Yeah, if you can just resubmit your link and I'll put you back in the front. That's not a problem. All right. Do we got Benzy in the chat? Benzy, B-E-N-Z-Y. Benzern. Okay. We'll do Benzy and then we'll jump back into your tune, Jesse, when you resubmit.
Med shades, og jeg vet du føler meg babe. Jeg bruker e-boks om dagen, bruker deg for en kveld. Hvis Morten Gans hører dette, så vil jeg takke av selv. Og takke natur. Kjører gjennom byen med mine kulex med fresh. Jeg er midt i byen, står her med en bad beat. Kjører gjennom byen, mine boys sitter meg clean. Jeg står i hjørnet på sleiken i min time. Puppa. Det noen her som tør å poppe sleik mot meg? Nah, you ain't got what it takes. Jeg satt i frisørstolen, viste bildet mitt av Morten Gams. Nei, det var ingen som fikk året til å sitte sånn. Hun sa du er 20 år, du kan ikke rocke den jeg sa. Bare gi meg den sveisen. Jeg matcher sleiken med shades, jeg vet du føler meg babe. Jeg bruker e-boks om dagen, bruker deg for en kveld. Hvis Morten Gans hører dette, så vil jeg takke av selv. Og takke natur. Kjører gjennom byen med mine kulex med fresh tea. Jeg er midt i byen, står her med en bad beat. Kjører gjennom byen, mine boys sitter meg clean. Jeg står i hjørnet på sleiken i min time.
Nice. Yeah, dude, lots of energy here. Really digging it. Kind of more, kind of feels more like mainstream, more like big room. One thing I did want to hear again.
Nah. You ain't got one.
Okay, yeah. No, but before Nazio even said it, I was thinking it. I think the bass line definitely needs some more low end. Definitely needs some more booty to it. The actual sound itself is really nice. Sounds like it's very, you know, appropriate to the genre, to the style. Let's just go into my notes here before I get too distracted. Nice intro, melody, and vocal. The processing on the vocal is very well done. Very, very well done. The mix is pretty clean too overall. I didn't really have any qualms with the mix itself. I don't think it's too late to submit a track, but I can't guarantee that I get to it. I'm just gonna keep going until I get tired or whatever. The drop, like I said, the drop is very nice. Bassline's very nice, but I think, like we said, we could use a little bit more low end, low to mid range, just to give it some more thickness. The kick is fat. I love the kick. I think maybe stylistically this is kind of something I would do. That's not necessarily what you would have to do. But I would kind of dial back on the reverb only in the drop sections. I think the reverb and delay in the break sections is perfect. But I think in the drops, the vocal needs it needs to be a little bit more forward and present in the mix. I would mess around with it. I would see if it works. If you don't like it, I would say go back to how you have it now. But I would say give it a try. See if it works. One other thing I noticed is, which is why I replayed the section right here. 133. There's a little click in the vocal.
Nah. You ain't
right there.
got. Nah. You
134, 135.
nah. You ain't got one. Nah. You ain't got. Nah. You.
Yeah, there's a little click right there. So I think it's just a matter of going into the vocal and just like cleaning that up. There's probably like a little bit of a pop, a little bit of an artifact there that just needs to be kind of chopped out, which is a really easy fix. Yeah. Overall, very well done. Really dope tune. Yeah, I think the primary thing is just need a little bit more booty, a little bit more sub. Good job, Benzie. Really dope tune here. Digging the vibes. All right, Jesse Badger, back in it, back at it. Let's see if this. Oh, the link worked. The link worked. All right, let's do it. Nice. Seriously, this is really well done. Like dynamically, it's really great. I love a lot of like the kind of ad-libs and harmonics you're kind of adding into here too. It really adds like a really nice emphasis, you know. Um, yeah, Melodyne's a really good tool for that. Um, you can definitely keep that kind of human kind of vibe to it. You know, I know especially when you use autotune and Melodyne a little bit too much, it can kind of sound a little bit robotic, but just a little bit, just like a little sprinkle, kind of gives it exactly what you need. You said that you didn't like the intro because it's a little bit harsh. Um, I think I can kind of hear where you're coming from. Um, I think a probably easy way to alleviate that is maybe to record the intro, but you'd have to record your vocal further away from the microphone. I think it's primarily what it is. It's just like as far as the actual recording and the proximity to your vocal, because I mean your voice is really big, and I mean that in the best way possible. I think you would probably just have to record further away from the mic, so it kind of just sounds, you know, like you're pushed back into the room. And I think especially for the intro, that would probably be helpful. You could do that, or it might be something as easy as just like kind of bringing your vocal down in the mix more. But I don't think it'll have the same effect as recording from further away, you know what I mean. But besides that, that's just to address that intro thing that you were talking about. Everything else here is really well done. The mix sounds super fucking clean. The guitar is very nice. Obviously the vocal delivery is fucking great. It's fantastic. And I really like what you did with all the harmonies and just kind of you use them very what's the word? You use them very effectively. You use your harmonies very effectively. You use them for emphasis. You're kind of doing like this call response sort of thing where you just have like the singular vocal, and then you're doing a response with like with the same vocal but also with the harmony. So it's really cool. Really nice way to add emphasis to the overall vibe. The vocal was really easy to understand. Songwriting is really well done. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about that. This sounds like it would, you know, it sounds like it's supposed to be part of like an album, like a whole kind of concept album. You know, it feels like it's like one piece in a larger work, which yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about that. This is a nice like palate cleanser from all the dance music, honestly. This usually happens. I think this usually happens at least once each stream where we get some like really obscure genre. I'm not saying that like folk and this kind of stuff is obscure, but it's like obscure for all the other stuff we're listening, because we're listening to a lot of like drum and bass and dubstep and house and stuff. So it's a really nice palate cleanser, to be honest. And these were moans. These, yeah, like fucking Deftones. Oh man. All right. Up next is the man's Neziel. Let's do it.
doesn't mean a thing to me. Just another pretty face to see. It's all over town, knocking on down on me. And I'd never let him next to me. Well, he's the kind of guy who thinks he's smart. He's the type that always looks the part. He's on the make, it's on the take, honey. And I'd never let him touch my heart. Doesn't mean a thing to me. Just another pretty face to see. It's all over town, knocking on down on me. And I'd never let him next to me. He didn't mean to catch my eye. Well, he's lucky he just walked on by. 'Cause he hasn't met a girl like me, are you kidding? Well, I tell him that I'd rather die.
Nice. Yeah, this is definitely not typical Neziel, but I can definitely hear your sound, your influence on this tune, which is dope. It definitely sounds like you, even though it isn't like normal to like the other stuff that you typically write. It's very well done. I really dig it. Really cool vibes. Kind of feels more like a day party kind of vibe, which is cool. You know, like a pool party almost. Nice. I don't think I've actually ever heard the original of this track. But this sounds fucking cool. Really clean mix. Yeah, it really cool vocal. Really love the melodies. The bass line is super groovy. Really love it. I love where that low end is sitting there. You do a good job of keeping things interesting, like letting things kind of like groove out and chill. This song is like basically the perfect length. It definitely sounds like it's already live play ready. I genuinely don't have any notes. I wish I did, because I feel like that would be helpful, but I don't think you need to change anything here. I think it's good to go. I think you should already release this when you can. Well done, young Neziel. It seems like the chat liked it too. All right. Up next, Daddy JP. We're going to go through here. I'm going to just yell out the names here real quick just so everybody knows where they're at. Let's see if we got any other submissions. We got some techno. All right. Daddy JP is here. After that, we got Leonard Ellis, Noobs, Nord T, Young Kane, Choli, Uproot the Fiasco, and We Love Astro. We had these other two submissions here, but I don't think these peeps are here because they haven't said anything. But yeah, let's keep powering through here. That's like those toys that, you know, like turn upside down. You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is a dope edit, man. Really digging the vibes here. You said it's like an anti-up edit. It definitely feels like an anti-up tune. Super groovy. I really dig the call and response thing you got going on. Really great. Oh, damn it. Where? Oh, okay, you're back. Okay, cool. So yeah, as I was saying, I really love the call response thing you got going on here. Really great sound selection, sound design. The drops you definitely keep the momentum going, and you definitely keep things interesting, which I love to see. What did I write here? Nice intro, love the bass line, lots of groove. The drop, I feel like the drop could use a touch more sub. I wasn't feeling the low end as heavily as I think it should. That's just, I guess that's just like my own opinion, man. Yeah, again, really nice call response with the synths. Very, very effective use of the vocal, which is really great to hear. I think my primary piece of feedback is that the break sections are too short. So you got this drop here. So yeah, it's basically just 8 bars. You go from drop basically to another build into another drop, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think it probably would do well to let the track breathe a little bit, have a little bit of a break, have like even just as little as like an 8-bar break going into the 8-bar build. I think would just be helpful. You don't have to have like this long drawn out break, because this feels more like a very like quick hitting tune. It's just like boom, 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 boom. But I think having a little bit of a break would actually do the tracks really well. You kind of do one here. But again, that's also kind of short. It's kind of like another, because that last, I guess you kind of have like 3 drops here, which is cool. I dig that. But again, that kind of, this section right here is basically just like another build. So I would say either one or the other. I don't think it's a bad thing to have like these really quick kind of builds, but I think you need to kind of pick and choose. You could do it once, but I think doing it twice would not be advisable. Is the best word, I guess I could use there. I would probably make, if I had to choose personally, I would say make that a long break, have like at least 8 to 16 bars where it kind of just like breaks and chills out, and then you can kind of keep the rest of this as is. This drop here going into the second build, and then the last drop. But yeah, that is great. And the last thing here, you have these kind of like ear candy synths going on in this second drop here. Bop, bop, bop. Those are just a touch loud. I would kind of bring those down a little bit more in the mix. Da da da. Yeah. Da da da. Those little stabs, I think those can come down a little bit more in the mix. Maybe even add a little bit more reverb to them too, because they do sound a little bit dry. But other than that, everything else here sounds great. Great sound selection, great momentum, great energy, really nice groove on that bass line. Yeah. Well done, Daddy JP. Dope tune. All right, Leonard Ellis, the man's Leonard Ellis. Saw you earlier. Yeah, no problem. Leonard Ellis, you were here earlier. Are you still in the chat? You may have gone to sleep already. Leonardo. He may have gone to sleep. Leonardo going once, Leonardo going twice. All right, I'll just do his tune offline. It's not a big deal. I'm sure he's sleeping tight and not letting the bed bugs bite. Up next we got the man's Noobs. Okay, link refreshed. Nice. Let's see what we got what the chat's saying. Bass. Interesting. Sheesh. Nice. Man, I swear you're gonna blow this track on Boiler Room. Maybe the Brazilian break is too long, is the only feedback. There are things that have low volumes, like fills and others, and build up stuff. Love the minimalist bass-centric section in the first few bars of the third drop. This has some character. Derp. Yeah, so something that I was listening for, it kind of feels like more like Brazilian bass, but what I was listening for is like the panning. I feel like, are you panning your hat a little bit to the left? That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like one hat, I guess that's your okay, my left, your right. So like this, yeah, there you go. On the left side. It feels like I'm getting more hat on the left side. Which is an interesting choice. I don't think it's necessarily a wrong choice, but I think you have to consider the fact that most systems are going to be mono anyways. So unfortunately, any kind of panning is going to get kind of lost. For like a stereo system, like, you know, like that you're, you know, playing, that you're like making your music on, or if you have an like actual stereo system that you're listening to, that'll come out. But most live systems are going to be mono. That's just the nature of the beast, my friend. So that's just something to think about, something to consider when you're writing your tunes. But yeah, I really dig the vibes here. The kick is dope. The kick pattern especially. I like how it kind of changes up too. You got like this kind of like really kind of swung kick pattern to start off, and then it goes into like kind of like this very quick forward to the floor thing going on over here. I like the kind of like contrast and change you got going on. It's very nice. Lots of really nice groove. The drops are all really sick. I like the actual kind of changes and switch ups you got going on here. I think one thing for me probably has to do with that bass. I mean, I'm trying to figure out the words for this. I don't know. I think reality is it works. It works. It's a very unique track. The mid bass for me, and again, this is probably just like my personal taste. It feels like it's a little bit. The way it's being played is a little bit too low in the register, but at the same time, it adds this kind of like unique texture and flavor to it. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think in any other case, I would be like, it's a little too low for me. But I think the reality is, I think in this context, it works. Yeah, I think as far as feedback goes, I would kind of avoid kind of doing any sort of panning, like you're doing, just for the sake of live play. Just for the sake of live play. That's really probably my only piece of feedback, is just be kind of wary of the panning. Maybe more sure structure, in my opinion. As far as like a shorter structure. I mean, the track is like 3 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you could probably play around with that. But yeah, I think realistically, the only thing that I would kind of change is just the panning stuff. Again, like I said, just for live play. If the reality is like, because people listen to music in all sorts of different mediums, you know, earbuds, fucking cars, live sound systems. There he is, dude. I just called your name and you weren't here. I could throw you back in the beginning now. But yeah, I think that's just something to consider when you're writing your tracks. But yeah, very well done, Noobs. Dope tune, dope idea. All right, we're back with Leonardo, then Norty, Young Kane, and then Choli, and then Uproot, and We Love Astro. I'll refresh this one, but yeah, it looks like you broke the link. Can you resubmit? Maybe we can get your tune in. All right, Norty. I saw you were in the chat. Let's dive into this tune here.
Jellyfish flying in the air, robot unicorns with glowing hair, candy raindrops fall from the sky, bananas on fire, the unicorns fly, marshmallow monsters puffing smokes, talking tacos selling dirty jokes. Not gonna lie, I wanna take a bite. Wait a minute, what's that pill dissolving in my Sprite?
The Madman. Indeed. Oh yeah, it's definitely hardstyle. But the reality is I don't listen enough hardstyle to like be like a fucking authority on it. This is called boof style. Yeah, I'm not like a fucking authority on hardstyle, but it definitely does sound like fucking hardstyle. Really fucking huge fucking kick. Hardstyle kick is very you know, a very big indicator that this is hardstyle. So yeah, really cool idea. I don't listen to enough hardstyle to be like, oh, I know exactly what it should sound like or shouldn't sound like. I do think that the track needs to be louder, for one. Obviously this isn't mastered or anything, but I do think it needs to be louder, for sure. You have this really cool melody playing on top of those like hardstyle kicks. Boom, boom, boom. I think that the mix probably needs some cleaning up, because you have those really big stabs and stuff, and then you have the hardstyle kick. So I think it needs a little bit more side chaining, which I think will also add to the groove. And I think like with this style in particular, like sidechain is basically everything, because that the biggest part of hardstyle is that kick. I was even thinking that you could probably push the tempo on this a little bit more. That might be a thing you could try out. But yeah, I think for sure the drops need to be a little bit of a cleanup on the mix. And then yeah, I think it definitely needs to be a little bit louder. You can definitely bump this, you know, just with like a limiter, just to kind of push it up a little bit. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say, because I don't listen to enough hardstyle to actually have any sort of authority or stylistic kind of input. But it definitely sounds like hardstyle to me, dude. It's like me going fucking wine tasting. I love wine, but like I don't know shit about it, so it's like, yep, tastes like wine. Yep, sounds like hardstyle. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, I don't know, man. But again, I think, like I always say, I think you should always take people's feedback with a grain of salt. Because everybody gives feedback from their own personal experience and their own, all that stuff, you know. So, some feedback is useful, some isn't, you know. It's kind of just, it's really a subjective thing. Feedback is definitely not objective, it's definitely subjective. Only 6 years ago. Wow. All right, young Leonardo, let's do it.
roof off this. Blow the roof off. Blow the roof off this. Blow the roof off. Blow the roof off this. Blow the roof off. Blow the roof off this. Blow the roof off. Blow the roof off. Blow the roof off. Blow the roof off.
Nice one. Let's see what the chat has to say. Dope groove. I love all the elements. Nice. But he's always in a heart. My track was too bad. Blah, blah, blah. You could pitch automate the snare roll in that build around 140. Yeah, I mean, you could do some pitch automation there. That wouldn't be that difficult to do. Same for the build at 310. Yeah. I use a lot of flanger also. So me personally, I'll say this: I fucking love the bass line and the groove. I think your intro is a little bit too long, personally. So I would probably shorten the intro a little bit. And additionally, the reality is, like, I'm not a huge fan of this pluck sound. I think it's actually a cool sound. But I think the reality is I think it's just being overused in the track. So I think it just needs some variation as far as that goes. I know you kind of switch up the sound. We use a different sound later on. Oh, really? I think you're just like automating some of the settings, which is cool. It's actually a really good idea. But I think that the pluck sound just kind of needs some more variation to it because it starts to get a little bit stale, I think. So maybe some more variation with that sound, I think, would be probably the best thing to do. Because like the groove, it's there. Drums sound nice, the kick is nice. Yeah, and the bass line, again, the bass line is super groovy. I love that bass line. I think the main thing here is to kind of get some variation with that pluck sound. I think that's primarily what the focus should be. Because it's really the focal point of this track. So having it kind of being a little bit too repetitive kind of makes it a little bit stale. So having some change ups and variations, I think, is going to be your best bet to keep the kind of momentum and energy moving forward. Yeah. Hell yeah. Good job, Leonardo. Okay, I'm going to try and speed things up here because we've already almost been online for 2 hours. Started at 7. Oh, almost 3 hours. Fuck. So yeah, we're going to speed things up here. I'm going to try and get through. Is Young Kane here? Bing bong, bing bong. Young Kane. Are you in the chat? Going once. Going twice. All right. You got Choli up. Let's do it. Sick. Fucking sick, bro. Dude, so much energy here. It's at a perfect tempo yet. It's also at a perfect tempo, sorry. I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy here. Almost at 3 hours. Yeah, but fucking great. Great sound selection. Great energy. Overall, very clean mix. I love all the respaces. The arrangement's super solid. It's exactly how it should be, how it's supposed to be, and you do a really good job of kind of carrying the listener all the way through. So very well done with that. The vocal is definitely very cool, very hooky, very catchy, and it's used very effectively both in the break sections as well as the drops. And I like that the two drops are actually different. You got like a very kind of energetic drum and bass for the first drop, and then you got kind of like this halftime thing going on for the second drop. The reality is I have no notes. I think it is I think it's ready for you to start shipping out to labels, to be honest. I think this is already in a really good place. So yeah, if you needed validation to start shipping to labels, I would say this is it. Start doing it. Yeah. Very well done, young Choli. Hopefully we see you soon. Yeah, I mean, especially if you don't do it that often, I mean, it's really well done. Yeah, no problem. We got Uproot the Fiasco in the chat. I don't think so, actually. Okay. We Love Astro. Is We Love Astro in the chat? Bop, 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 bop. All right. I guess not. I guess that's it for the night. We made it to a little under 3 hours, this is probably one of the longest streams that I've done. But we got through a lot of tunes here. I'm gonna do the rest of these offline. I'm just gonna leave notes for these guys. But yeah, just oh, Astro's here. Okay. I'm gonna be done after this tune. Astro, we're gonna listen to your tune and then we're gonna call it quits.
Your love got me stuck ending up where we started. Yeah, your love got me stuck ending up where we started. Yeah, your love got me stuck ending up where we started. Yeah, your love got me stuck ending up where we started. Yeah, your love got me stuck ending up where we started. Your love got me stuck ending up where we started. Your love got me stuck. Your love got me stuck. Your
Yeah, really dope vibe here. Left to the right. Lots of energy, especially in the drops. I'm really digging the sound selection here. Really cool vocals. And the length of the track is basically just perfect. You know, this is about the length that you kind of really want for this. I think the main piece of feedback I have for this is that the drops don't have enough sub. I do hear some sub there. It's definitely there, but it's not as present as it should be. Any way I would possibly could, any way you possibly could, I would try and boost up your sub. Just make sure that, you know, your sub and kick are kind of playing nicely together with some adequate sidechain. That's a big thing there. Other than that, I don't really have any other notes. Everything else sounds good. Sound selection's good. The energy is right where you want it to be. The tempo is very nice. And I'm digging the sound design. Primarily what we need is more low end, more booty to this track. Yeah. Well done, Astro. Good job. That's the... Yeah. Well, yeah, thankfully you said something. I honestly would have just like not done it on live stream. I probably would have done it offline, but yeah, good thing you said something. But anyways, that's the last one of the night. We're calling it quits now. This is actually longer than I normally do. But yeah, thanks to everybody who submitted tunes. I hope my feedback was helpful and useful to you guys. Feel free to follow me on all the things. I'm on everywhere. SoundClouds, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, YouTube's, all the stuff. Spotify. I will be back. Like I said, I will be back again next Monday, 7 p.m. here on Twitch. But the submission form is always open, so if you want to submit during the middle of the week, you guys can do that, and then just join in the live stream when I'm back on Monday. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. If you guys are in LA, come to my show on Saturday at Avalon. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Have a good night. I'll see you next week.